good investing doesn't mean avoidance of losses. Dahil without taking risks, there can be no returns for sure. Pero it's about having the ability to survive for a long time without being wiped out. Ulitin ko, any risk that is or that has the capability to wipe your entire net worth is not worth the risk. Hey! This is Kuya Jay, and welcome to the latest episode of Pera and Purpose Podcast, a show about money and meaning. My aim is for you to use money as a tool to live a meaningful life. And yes, welcome ulit sa ating bagong episode. And bago tayo magsimula, i-share nyo muna ito sa inyong KKK, inyong kaibigan, kamag-anak, kapatid, kaopisina, kaaway, katsukaran, kachismisan, lahat ng kay mo. Share mo to sa kanila dahil I'm sure for the longest time na nakikinig ka ng podcast is nabago na ito yung mindset about money. And if you are listening sa Spotify, I hope you can give it a 6-star review kung meron na dyan. And sa Apple Podcast naman is if you can leave a review and I will surely read it and give you a shout out for sure. So, before we begin, gusto ko itanong sa inyo, no? Narinig niyo na ba yung kasabihan na you only get rich once? Di ba? And it's really a powerful idea kasi the moment na mabuild mo na yung wealth mo, dapat talaga all you need to do is preserve it, maintain it, and grow it as much as you can. Pero sana hindi na siya mawala sa'yo, right? And once you save a good amount of money, yun na talagang pinakamaganda mong gawin is just to keep it safe para tumagal pa siya and ma-enjoy pa ng iyong next generation if that's your plan or ibigay mo sa charity or what. Pero of course, it's good to keep looking for ways to make your money grow habang nandun ka na sa status na yun. And whether you are investing, handling a business, or even just saving your money, there's always a degree of risk involved habang ginagawa mo yun. Pero let's be very clear about one thing. No risk that can wipe you out is ever worth taking. At yan ang pag-uusapan natin sa episode na to para hindi mo na mawala ang iyong na-build na wealth over time. And before anything else, gusto ko lang simulan nito ng isang story ng isang tao na I'm sure baka narinig mo na rin. Ito yung story ni Jesse Livermore. He's also known as the Great Bear of Wall Street. So Livermore successfully predicted the stock market crashes noong 1907 and 1929. So sa bawat stock market crash na yun, kumita siya ng pera. And after that 1929 crash, he was worth $100 million. Noong time na yun, which is equivalent to $1.5 billion in today's money. Kaya lang, meron siyang tendency to take on enormous risks. And ito yung nag-lead sa kanyang downfall. He was heavily leveraged or masyado siyang kinuha na borrowed money for his investing. And despite his earlier successes, Livermore eventually lost his entire fortune. And by 1934, he declared bankruptcy for the final time. And dahil hindi siya makapag-cope up with his financial losses and other personal issues, Livermore tragically ended his own life in 1940. So, di ba, no? Nakakalungkot. Isipin mo, you already have $100 million nung time na yun. Kung isipin mo mabuti, ano ka na, set for life ka na. And even siguro yung mga next 3 generations mo. Kaya lang, in the world of personal finance, preservation of wealth is as important as its accumulation. And that is the main reason why it's never worth to take any risk that has the potential to lose your entire net worth. Pero bakit nga ba, Kuya Jay, may mga tao na nagtitake ng ganito kalaking risks? Well, ilista ko lang yung mga I think are the reasons why. No? Number 1 is impatience. Kung hindi pa nila nabibuild yung kanilang wealth, natatagalan na sila, sabihin mo ng 5-10 years sila nag-i-invest and they might feel na nag-stagnate yung kanilang growth, then it can lead to a person na mag-take ng sobrang laking risk beyond that he can take. And then overconfidence, similar to what happened kay Jesse Livermore. Dahil na-predict niya yung mga malalaking market crashes noong time niya, he thinks na skilled siya to keep it going hanggang sa umabot sa point na hindi niya na nga predict yung mga succeeding bets niya. And then, sumunod is yung lack of contentment or greed. Parang connected ito dun sa previous episode natin na how much is ever enough, right? And the next is yung constant comparison to others. Similar din siya dun sa previous episode. Dahil, you will always keep on trying to earn more even if kung titignan mo, talagang enough na siya for you if you just run your numbers well. And then eto pa, isa sa mga reasons bakit some people will take risks beyond that they can take is because they're getting advice from others who play a different game. 'Pag sinabi ko 'to, ibig sabihin is puwedeng ang long-term play mo is talagang cost averaging over the long term. Ibig sabihin you'll just invest every month, same amount, regardless if the market is up or down. Pero you're getting advice kunyari from a day trader na binabantayan yung takbo ng market and ang kanyang approach is short term kasi nga day trading, eh. Gusto lang niya ng mabilis ang kita at the end of the day. Pero if yung playbook mo sa investing is long term and you're getting advice from the wrong people, then most likely you will take the risks na hindi mo naintindihan and may potential na it will wipe you out kasi nga puwedeng nako-compare mo na parang siya ang bilis mag-grow nung kanyang portfolio versus sa akin. Pero again, magkaiba kayo ng nilalaro pagdating sa investing. Kaya it's very important na alam mo yung strategy mo kung paano mo i-build yung wealth mo. And then isa pa sa I think one of the reasons bakit people will take huge risks that can wipe their entire net worth out is because they want to experience the challenge or yung feeling of excitement sa market. Kasi 'di ba, madalas ang swing ng ng takbo ng merkado up and down na pricing movement niya, which is very similar to day trading. For them, it's very exciting and dito nga daw nila kinokontrol yung kanilang psychological or emotions nila when they do their trades. Kaya lang if dito mo ita-try na experience yung ganong klase ng challenge or ng excitement, there's a high risk na you'll just be gambling. Baka mas punta pa mag-budget ka na lang sa pagkakasino or it's not financial advice. It's not a wise thing to do as well. Pero it's similar to that kasi ginagawa mo ng casino ang stock market or yung mga other investment instruments para lang kumita ng malaki. Okay? So, ano ba yung mga investments na merong potential to wipe us out? Mawala yung ating mga napag-ipunan or na-build over the years. Of course, ito yung mga actively traded na instruments. Andiyan na yung individual stocks, options, future contracts, margin, and also cryptocurrency. Dahil itong mga to ay nakafocus lang dun sa isang asset class na yon and mabilis ang kanilang movement and very volatile ang gantong mga assets. And isa pa na pwedeng maka-wipe out ng ating mga mabi-build over time is investing in our unregulated or high-risk businesses. Ito yung mga pwedeng bago pa lang sa industry na nagkakaroon ng sudden movement or naggagawa ng ingay and kasi ito yung mga startups, sabihin natin, na nagre-revolutionize ng isang industry and there are people na will invest doon sa mga ganong klase ng business. And of course, business pa rin is the highest form of risks, 'di ba? So, may iba na tumataya na lang blindly because of trust. And unfortunately, hindi naman lahat ng business is nagsa-succeed in the first year, right? Malaki ang chances that it will not really profit. Tsaka usually matagal ang ROI for businesses. So, isa ito sa mga reason kung bakit nawa-wipe out ang ilang tao kasi they invest on businesses na hindi din nila naintindihan kasi nga pwedeng unregulated pa siya and mataas ang risk sa kanya. And of course, lastly is yung mga tao na nag-i-invest, investing ba ang tawag dun? Sa mga get rich quick schemes like yung mga Ponzi schemes or baka hindi nila naintindihan na akala nila ano yun, normal way of investing. And unfortunately, alam naman natin yung ending niyan na mauubos lang din yung pera nila for those kinds of things. Yan yung mga types of investments that has the potential to wipe us out. Bakit sila yung makaka-wipe out ng ating net worth is because number one, high risk. Sobrang risky nitong mga nabanggit ko na asset classes. And of course, the higher the risk, the higher the return, and the lower the risk, the lower the return. So, yun yung isa sa mga reasons bakit it can wipe you out. Second is yung sophistication and knowledge required para mag-profit sa mga ganitong klase ng investing. Sabihin natin ito sa mga actively traded na asset classes like individual stocks, options, futures, contracts, margin, and cryptocurrency. Sobrang kailangan mo talagang mag-invest ng time para intindihin ito dahil siguro nga yung word na sophisticated is an understatement kasi nga talagang napaka-complicated na pasukin itong klase ng mga investment, vehicles. And marami kang babantayan na movement, and if it's something na hindi mo kayang pagtuunan ng oras, eh, mas malaki talaga yung chance na, hindi ka mag-profit dito and maubos mo lang yung pera trying to win back or mag-break even lang. And in my experience, I've listened to some of the day traders na nakilala ko dito sa UAE, and talagang sinasabi nila na kailangang masunog yung portfolio nila 3 times. 'Pag sinabing masunog is ma-wipe out yung portfolio nila para lang matutunan yung proper way of trading sa kanila. And when I check din ang statistics ng mga taong nagsa-succeed sa day trading, wala sa forex, it probably is less than 1% ang nagsa-succeed diyan. And dun sa iba ko ring nabanggit na asset classes is ganun lang din halos yung relationship. And wala akong nakita na less than 50, parang 50-50 yung chances. It's really rare na makahanap ka ng or makakilala ka ng tao na talagang nagsa-succeed on a consistent basis. Puwedeng yung iba, malalaki yung puwedeng, puwedeng ma-experience mo na meron kang 7 trades na puro nananalo ka, puro gains ang nakuha mo, puro profits. Pero there's also a potential na on your 8th trade, eh, it can wipe everything out. So yun yung, challenge sa mga ganitong klase ng asset classes and way of growing money. Kaya personally, I do not day trade, and hindi yan yung pinopromote ko kasi nga it's really risky. And I would suggest na mag-invest ka na lang ng time mo honing your skills kung saan ka talaga magaling, dahil yung investment mo sa sarili mo pa rin ang bibigay sa'yo ng may pinakamalaking returns, and hindi ang mga asset classes na pipiliin mo. Ikaw ang best investment mo. Yun yung gusto ko sabihin dito. And one other reasons kung bakit hindi maganda itong mga nabanggit kong investment dahil kaya nilang i-wipe out ang iyong net worth is because walang masyadong diversification, dahil sobrang naka-focus ka lang dun sa isang asset class na yun, and if a time comes na bumagsak yung industry and nandun ka lang naka-invest, then talagang ubos ang pera mo. Sumunod, meron din kasing regulatory and legal risks dahil possible na hindi pa gano'n ka-regulated ang isang market kung saan ka naka-invest. Kaya may tendency na malaki pa yung profits na puwede mong makuha do'n. Pero the moment na magkaroon 'to ng regulatory measures from SEC, from the government, or any other authoritating body, then may tendencies na mabawasan or baka mawala talaga yung kinita mo. Kasi puwedeng yun yung isa sa mga reason kung paano ma-wipe out ang iyong pera, of course. So, how do you avoid financial wipeout? Okay, puwedeng ito yung opposite ng mga binanggit ko na reasons, pero I'll list it down for you as well. Number 1 is diversification. When you say diversification, lagi itong nababanggit, 'di ba? It means na you're putting your money in different asset classes and different geographies. Dahil ang diversification naman is just not based on saan nakalagay yung pera mo na asset class, eh. Kailangan geographically diversified ka rin. Meron kang investment sa iba't ibang parts ng mundo. So, kung diversified ka nga, sabi mo meron kang property investment, mutual funds, stock market, pero nandun ka lang sa isang lugar, let's say sa isang country, sa Pinas, eh, may risk ka pa rin na tinatawag na ang tawag sa gano'n is home country bias. Kasi mas confident tayong mag-invest kung saan tayo galing dahil siyempre mas familiar tayo doon. Pero ngayon ang mga modern day investors na nakakausap ko, lalo na dito sa UAE, they are invested globally. Meron silang yung kanilang asset classes is naka-invest sa US, sa Europe, and other parts of Asia. Para kung ano man mangyari sa isang country na yun, then hindi basta-basta babagsak ang kanilang portfolio. Okay, sumunod is knowing your risk tolerance. Of course, kailangan alam mo kung ano ba yung mga investments na papasukin mo na kahit mawala siya, masarap pa rin yung tulog mo. I think yun yung pinaka best way of, understanding risk tolerance mo. Kung kaya mong sikmurain yung pagbagsak ng market, let's say, if bumalik sa bear market and magkaroon ng correction, like a 40% loss, kaya mo pa rin matulog ng mahimbing. I think that's one good way of testing it. And then sumunod, I think is very important talaga na you have to understand your investments. Kung naiintindihan mo siya, may tendency na hindi ka talaga ma-wipe out kasi alam mo kung ano yung ways kung paano ka mawalan ng pera. And isa sa pinakamahalaga dito as you are understanding your investments is of course you should be able to build your financial skill sets. If you have the financial skill sets, kahit na sabihin mo magkaroon ka ng losses, then kaya mo siyang mabawi kasi nga you are skilled in growing your money. Dahil when you are investing over the long term, hindi mo iwasan ng losses, kasama 'yan. Okay? Pero again, yun nga, binabanggit ko dito sa episode na 'to na ang pinaka loss or risk na hindi mo dapat kunin is something that has that capability na maubos ang pinaghirapan mo. And another way to avoid financial wipeout is to have room for errors, aka ito yung margin of safety. And nung nabasa ko yung book ni Morgan Housel, yung Psychology of Money, nabanggit niya dito na you have to have a plan on your plan not going according to plan. 'Di ba? Nakakalito, 'di ba? Pero ang gusto niya sabihin do'n na kahit sabihin mong plano ka, i-expect mo pa rin na hindi mag-work out yung plan mo as how you expected it. Kaya nga sabi niya do'n sa book niya na 'yun na kahit sabihin mo na meron akong, tina-target na amount, sabi niya do'n na, "I'm expecting na magkakaroon 'yun ng 1/3 na loss and it's fine for me." 'Yun yung kanyang margin of safety. And ang sabi niya rin dun sa book niya na yun, na Psychology of Money, is increase the gap between what you think will happen and what can happen while still leaving you capable of fighting another day. Kasi nga, it's always about just surviving pagdating sa mga long-term investing. Dahil may mga market downfalls, may mga gera, may mga kung ano nung uncontrolled factors na talagang part sa iyong investment journey na wala kang magagawa. But just to roll with the punches, ika nga. Kumbaga saluhin mo lang siya. Pero wag kang magta-tap out or what. And make sure na you survive another day. Na-justify itong sinasabi ni Morgan Housel, itong sinasabi niya na room for errors or margin of safety dito sa isa ko ring binabasa na book ni Dan and Chip Heath, which is yung Decisive, is nabanggit nila dito yung na wag ka daw magde-decide based on a specific point. You need to have a range. Okay? Meron kang range na in-aim dahil as much as possible or most of the time hindi mo mahi-hit yung number na yun. So if you remember yung, sa episode na How Much Is Ever Enough, 'di ba? Nabanggit ko dun yung specific na FI number or financial independence number ko. And of course, yun yung 'pag ni mo yung numbers. Pero of course, there's this margin of safety na puwedeng yun yung magiging minimum na hini ko para as much as possible meron akong buffer pa rin that I will expect if ever na hindi ko siya ma-reach. So, gano'n siya. You have to have this range that you're expecting. Makukuha mo 'to if you have a financial plan, for sure. And ito pa, very important 'to 'no, dahil minsan ang tinitingnan natin sa investments is, ano ba yung chances na malugi ako dito? Puwedeng ganyan kasi yung tanong mo, eh. Pero may mga cases na 95% of the odds might be right. Puwedeng ibig sabihin kikita ka. Pero yung 5% odds na merong potential to wipe your entire finances out, then that means yung investment na papasukin mo is really not worth the risk. Kasi yung 5% pa rin na yan is puwedeng maubos ka. And that is the type of risk that you should not take. Yung iba kasi sinisip, "Oh, magkano ba yung ano niyan, 50-50 so may chance na kumita tayo or what." Pero again, if yung 50% na yun has the capacity to wipe everything out, it's not worth the risk. Ito ngang 5% alone is hindi worth it. Kasi yung iba nagiging sugal na ang investing because of that mindset na naka-focus lang sila dun sa kikitain. And siguro ito yung tinatawag ko na low probability, high impact. May mga gantong klase ng risks na puwedeng hindi rin related sa investing but also sabihin natin sa mga risk in terms of health. Dito papasok yung importance ng insurance, okay? Na puwedeng sabihin mo na, ano ba yung chance na magkakaroon ka ng ganitong klase ng sakit? Kunyari na lang, heart attack which is very common sa mga lalaki. napakababa nung chance na magkaroon ka ng heart attack at a young age. Pero if that happens to you, puwedeng yung napag-ipunan mo at a young age or kung ano man yung na-reach mo sa career mo at a young age, puwedeng mawala yan because of that. Kasi it can kill you or it can really disable you as a working professional. Kaya it's very important na hindi lang about investing na meron ka talagang pang-manage ng risk. Para kung sakali may mangyari sa ito, then you have the money to sustain yung lifestyle mo, yung investments mo. And kung nagpapaaral ka ng anak, is something na kaya mong i-sustain, matatapos mo yung kanyang school, of course. And ihabol ko na rin, para sa mga tao na gusto lang maka-experience ng challenge and excitement of the swings of the market, 'di ba? Na talagang sabi mo, "Gusto ko talaga 'to ma-experience dahil parang, masarap laruin itong market." Well, sige puwede mo namang gawin 'yan, pero make sure na yung exposure mo lang is very low. Ibig sabihin 'pag sinabing exposure is very low, at least less than 10% of your entire net worth para kung masunog man yung buong portfolio mo ng, high risk speculative na investment mo, eh, 10% meron ka pang 90% na at least will be enough para i-sustain ang iyong retirement or kung ano man yung mga, plans mo for your future. Basta 'wag na 'wag mong itataya dito yung buong buong, savings ng anak mo para sa college or yung sa retirement ninyo, right? Okay. So, yun lang ang, ating episode for today dahil I really feel na this is something na very relatable sa mga, tao na really want to build their wealth over the long term. Kasi nga meron kang mga kausap na sasabihin sa'yo na kumikita sila dito sa investment na 'to, na hindi mo kikitain your entire lifetime and mate-tempt ka talaga. Hindi mo kahit naman ako, may mga ganyan pa rin akong moments, 'di ba? Pero if you know na you're there for the long term, then you will stick to your, investment discipline. And that's very important na clear sa'yo kung ano yung investment discipline mo. So, just a quick recap lang na napag-usapan natin. We talked about yung story ni Jesse Livermore sa umpisa. We also discussed why there are people na nagte-take ng mga gano'ng klase ng risk. Minention natin dito yung, mga factors like yung pagiging impatient nila, overconfidence, lack of contentment or greed, constant comparison to others, getting advice from others who play a different game, and those who just want to simply experience challenge. And then we also discussed yung mga investment vehicles that have the potential to wipe you out. Nandiyan na yung active trading na investments like yung stocks, options, futures, margins, cryptocurrencies. And we also talked about yung mga investing in unregulated or high-risk businesses and, of course, yung get-rich-quick schemes. And why? Explain natin kung bakit siya risky for you. And we also discussed how you can avoid financial wipeout through diversification, knowing your risk tolerance, understanding your investments, building your financial skill sets, having a room for error or margin of safety, and understanding yung upside or downside nung potential nung risk na yon. Again, there's 95% odds of being right and 5% odds being wrong na can wipe out your investment portfolio, then it's not worth the risk. Gusto ko lang talagang ulitin yun kasi nakafocus na tayo dun sa 95%, di ba? And then, we also talked about yung mga pwede mong gawin kung gusto mo talagang i-try ang mga exclusively high-risky asset classes na dapat exposure mo is very low lang. Okay? And the key takeaway dito sa episode na to, I think if there's just one thing na gusto kong sabihin dito sa episode na to is good investing doesn't mean avoidance of losses. Dahil without taking risks, there can be no returns for sure. Pero it's about having the ability to survive for a long time without being wiped out. Ulitin ko, any risk that is or that has the capability to wipe your entire net worth is not worth the risk. Yon, so that wraps our episode for today. But before I let you go, I hope you can listen to other episodes of Parent Purpose Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other podcast streaming platforms. And please rate the show 5 stars, 6 stars kung meron na dyan. And give it a review as well. If you'd like to have a coaching session with QJ, message lang ako sa LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. And click the link dyan sa description section para dun sa other links kung saan nyo ako makikita. Or you can even email me or join the community. All that stuff. Again, ito ulit si Kuya Jay, telling you to prosper with a purpose. See you sa next episode. Bye-bye.